beats are so fire.
I feel we can beat the Browns. We can compete with Baltimore if they have Lamar, and we're right there with them.
That young man put his life on the line for you, for your entertainment.
We were talking all before the game. You know, everyone was like, "Nah, Ravens don't have a shot," and they're right there. What is going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? Hope you're having a great night. Thank you for being here for the Still Conspiracy podcast. We're going to be talking some Steelers, going to be talking some Ravens, going to be talking some NBA, giving out rookie grades, talking about the draft. It's going to be a great night. And of course, I got to have my two good friends here with me to talk some sports and probably go off the rails. But hey, it is what it is. And that, of course, is Mr. Brodney, Mr. Hendo. How you guys doing this evening?
Doing well. Thanks for having us.
Of course, always. It always is a pleasure having you guys on a show. Always a pleasure talking to you guys. It was a real pleasure last Friday hanging out with you guys, or last Saturday, sorry, hanging out with you guys on that great show that we had on Saturday.
Let me just tell you something. Y'all talk too much.
Y'all do.
All right.
No, it's not me. Why is it me?
That was way too. Y'all, all y'all.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody except Dre talks way too much.
I mean, yeah, but Dre was tired. Ricky couldn't talk too much because he couldn't even get in the stream.
Whoa,
Shout out to Ricky.
Jeremy, you taking stuff a little too far, bro.
I
haven't embraced anything.
Yeah,
it's not etched in stone.
Brandon, what's going on, Brandon? Hope you're having a great night. Jeremy said, "No, embracing his own show. It's
not
about time."
It's not etched in stone.
It is your background, sir. Like routinely now.
Facts.
Hendo used to have a different background for every topic, and now it's just hanging with Hendo. That's where he lives now.
Yep.
No, I started having another one, the Baltimore Skyline. That was the one before this one.
I mean, but if you go with hanging with Hendo, you just cut out one of your streams on Thursday, and you just do Saturday.
Who streams on Thursday?
You normally used to do streams.
Hey, I mean, during the season.
Yeah, so now you cut that one out. Do hanging with Hendos on Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
Do your stream. You good?
And two of my co-hosts are right here.
I can't be on Saturday. I told you.
Yeah. Neither one of us can be on Saturday.
I mean, I don't mean this Saturday. I just mean in general.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But also no.
No.
Also no on that because listen, you violated me on the first appearance, and I can't trust going back on that stream. I came late and it was still 3 hours,
but it was a great show.
It was.
I mean,
it was really good.
Was a show.
It's too long.
It was very long.
And then Ricky talking about let's keep it going. Man, you came in and did a cool 32 minutes. Talk about keep it going.
You know what? Sure. All right, let's get it started. All right, so the first topic, we're gonna talk about the Steelers QB. Obviously, we know Kenny Pickett is the future QB of the Steelers, but Bronny, we've talked about it before on this channel. His 2 games where he was out with concussion and concussion protocol, which has the Steelers real worried. And a story came out, I believe today or yesterday, talking about don't be surprised if the Steelers take a QB in the draft. Now, there's reports that Mitch might be released. There's reports that Mason Rudolph would be willing to come back if they departed with Mitch.
I bet he would. Nobody wants Mason Rudolph.
So there's a lot of pieces in play for the Steelers, but you want to have a serviceable backup. I believe Mitch could be a serviceable backup. bringing in a rookie, drafting a rookie would be kind of weird. Where do you think the Steelers should go as far as bringing in somebody, a backup QB for Kenny as protection or replacement if something were to go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, I think it would be a waste to draft a quarterback at this point for them because you're not drafting one in the first round. You're not drafting one in the second or third because that means you're giving up on Kenny, right?
Hmm.
Because that's where you need to be getting the O-line to protect Kenny. I love that you have to fix this by bringing in competition for Kenny Pickett when it's your fault the concussions happen to begin with because you can't block anybody. Maybe focus on that before worrying about the backup quarterback. You can find a backup quarterback anywhere. There's plenty of quarterbacks in free agency who they could pay to come in and be the goddamn right, Brandon.
I would bring in Vince Young 2.0 in. I would be down to bring him in.
He's not that. But they can go into free agency and get a serviceable backup. Mason Rudolph is not it.
No, you're absolutely right. A serviceable black quarterback.
That's not what I said, but that's all right.
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
Okay.
We're moving in the future.
Mason Rudolph is not it. Is the point.
But you were absolutely right. Serviceable black quarterback because the Steelers treat black quarterbacks great.
They do. Much better than other teams.
Much better than other teams.
Like
Mr. Hendo Henderson.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts about bringing in a serviceable backup for the Steelers, or should they draft a quarterback, or should they try to just get one through free agent?
I think they should go the free agent route. They're not gonna go back to back years and taking a quarterback high. What did you guys do with what is it? Ola, whatever his name is from South Dakota State.
I believe because
they drafted in the seventh round.
We did. We drafted. I don't remember his name, but we usually bring in. We usually carry 4 quarterbacks going into training camp.
Right? But did they put him on the practice squad though?
I'll have to look. But go ahead, keep going.
So if not, bring him. I mean, I joke, but Marcus Mariota will probably be a serviceable backup. Because unless the Steelers actually go into this draft and get the offensive line taken care of, Pickett is going to have issues with concussions going forward. And for me, especially in his first season, to have 2 concussions back to back, there would be pause for me because you never know if that next one is going to take him out. If it's going to be another Tua Tagovailoa situation,
Tua is fine.
Okay, I mean, would you take him in Carolina?
We're aiming higher right now, but I mean, he's fine.
Until listen, I thought he was fine until he didn't take a hit the last time and got another concussion.
Oh, allegedly,
he just tumbled to the ground and was like, "Oh, whoa."
You don't have to get hit in the head
second
to get a concussion, though. So I mean, it's not that surprising. It's just all eyes were on him. I know who is available. Matt Corral.
Yeah, Tyler Huntley.
I'll take a Pro Bowl. I'll take a Pro Bowler.
They're not getting rid of Pro Bowl Tyler without having Lamar locked up.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm sorry. Baker Mayfield.
No, you're not dodging that bullet, sir. The best you can do is vest up right now. But that one's coming. All right.
Hendo, you were talking about Chris. I can't pronounce his last name, but I think you said it earlier. But from South Dakota State, he's actually on the Chiefs now. He's not with us. So we drafted him, but he's on the team. Yeah,
must be nice.
You can go get Jameis.
This is true. This is true.
That'd be a nice signing for them, I think.
Yeah, maybe to back up Kenny, and if something happens,
why not go after Derek Carr for 2 years?
Because then you're saying what Brownie was saying. You're getting it up on Kenny.
No, we get him time to heal up, get a little bit more experience for us as a team to solidify an offensive line in front of him and get things right. Because I'm not saying that this is the same situation, but with David Carr, he just got beat up and he lost his confidence. And you don't want that to happen with your young first round. Should have been maybe a third round pick.
He's already fine. What happened to David Carr is David Carr sucked. That's what happened.
A little.
He sucked a lot. He was not a good player. He was not a good quarterback. People like to give him that excuse of, you took a lot of hits and you lost your confidence. And I think that's fine. Give him that excuse. That's okay. We don't need to take that away from him. It's not true though. I mean, he's not going to see this, so it's not taking it away from him right now. He just wasn't good enough to play in the NFL. Plenty of quarterbacks have come in and taken those hits in their rookie year, their first couple of years, and been fine. He's not one of them.
Bronny, sorry,
Ouch.
someone's dropping something. Bronny is just, whoo. Maybe the Steelers starting Carson. I feel so bad for Carson Wentz.
Why?
Like, this guy played great his first year, gets hurt, his team wins the Super Bowl, and he has not been the same since.
He hasn't been the same because he's toxic. He is the reason that he can't keep a job. Go look at his numbers in Indianapolis. They traded a first-round pick for him, right? He went in there and he completed 62% of his passes, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Good season, right? And they said, we cannot wait to get this man the hell out of our building.
There must be something going on. Shout out to Jose. What's going on? Hope you're having a great day. Brandon, we pray Steelers get Lamar. Wow. Sent all three of you a mock I did for Pitt. I don't trust your mocks, Brandon. I don't trust them at all.
Wait a minute. Wow. Is Brandon a Steelers fan? I'm confused. You praying for the Steelers to get Lamar? I don't understand that. That's not a better situation.
It's a great situation because we treat black quarterbacks great.
Okay, you do, but your offensive line sucks, and your offensive coordinator.
Our offensive line wasn't bad.
Your offensive coordinator is worse than Greg Roman.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great or good. It was mediocre, which is on par with some. It's on par with some of the podcasts I watch on YouTube. I'm not going to say names, but mediocre is okay. Okay.
But
okay
Baltimore's O-line wasn't a good pass blocking O-line either. And the problem there was they didn't have any receivers who could actually get open while they were still holding their blocks. Pittsburgh has those receivers.
I don't understand what your point is, Brady. I'm not saying
it's a much better situation in Pittsburgh.
I'm not saying for them to stay in Baltimore. I'm just saying why Pittsburgh? Like
because he would have a great, he would have a very wide receiver core, really good running back, a great coach.
I don't know about really good. He's decent. Just
they could have Joe Mixon in a minute.
Joe Mixon is going to be a free agent supposedly. So,
they're going to cut him.
That's what I was reading.
They didn't say that, but
they didn't say that. But there's a possibility.
They said it's no guarantee he coming back. Not if you're going to run like that.
I mean,
that say that last part.
I mean, that offensive line was kind of, but okay.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's why you don't pay running backs unless they're special, like Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley. Otherwise, don't pay them.
True.
Because it comes down to your O-line.
Now, let me ask you guys a question. You were talking about Tua earlier with Kenny. When 2023 rolls around, if let's say the first 3 games, he gets a concussion and has to be out, what then do you do as a organization? Do you make him retire? Do you make him, because obviously he's going to want to come back, but 3 concussions in a year and not even a half, and that's not good. What would you do? What should Pittsburgh do if something like that were to happen?
Talking to me?
Well, both of you, but I'll start with you, Hedna.
I mean, listen, it's a different conversation of what Pittsburgh should do and what they will do. These teams don't give a damn about players. They're gonna sit there.
The Ravens don't give a damn. The Ravens don't give a damn.
Steelers almost killed a man.
Who?
Chris Kimuatu.
Okay, never mind.
Right. How about that? Like, listen. So I invested.
He said, "Oh, that one." I thought you meant somebody else.
I thought you were talking about another incident. Now, listen. I invested a first-round draft pick in you, and I'm going to get my value out of you until you call it quits or you can't play anymore. So they're going to sit them down for a couple games, get their team to be like, "Oh, follow the light. Okay, you good? You can play."
Well, Big Ben called the Steelers out for that. Called the Steelers out about that same thing that happened to him. I want to say in the 2015, 16.
And listen,
so why are you arguing with me? If you are going to sit here and back my point, why?
I'm not arguing with you. I was asking you a question. Why are you so hostile today? Is it because you stayed up 3 hours on Saturday? Is that why?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I figured.
Honestly, yeah.
But Big Ben did call the Steelers out for doing that to him, and he refused to play, I believe, and it kind of. So it did kind of give some fans pause, and and try to call Ben into question about playing for the team and stuff like that. But then I kind of disappeared and nobody's really talked about it. But it was a thing where Pittsburgh was trying to force him to play through injury, through a concussion.
That's really funny because I remember Big Ben getting concussed, coming over to the sidelines, saying I'm fine, going back into the game and throwing an interception, and then coming back out. He didn't let anybody force him to play. He wanted to play. Yeah, because you had, I believe it was Bruce,
I think he came out and said they tried to force him to play or something.
Listen, Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, here we go.
To say, all I was going to say is he is not trustworthy.
Not in life or in a court of law at all.
You guys are so disrespectful.
We're disrespectful. Like I'm standing outside guarding a bathroom right now.
Oh my God! Here we go. All right, let's just get away from Steelers QBs. God damn it! All right, Lamar's contract. A report did come out today that Falcons GM has not named Desmond Ridder the starter for the 2023 season, and thoughts that he is possibly going to be pursuing Lamar Jackson in a trade to come to the Atlanta Falcons has kind of surfaced, has been rumblings. I know you guys were talking about Lamar's contract yesterday. I'm not going to steal ideas and talk about what picks would you take or what kind of package would you take for Lamar. What I want to know is odds-on favorite of where Lamar plays next year. So Ravens, Carolina, Atlanta, Jets, Miami, Pittsburgh. Where are the odds-on favorites? And I'll start with you, Hendo. I'll start with you.
Well, I'm going to defer. I'm going to defer to Brady and let him go first.
Thank you, Hendo. I think until you get an alert that Lamar has been traded, the Ravens have to be the favorites, right? Nobody has ever traded a player that young, that good at that position outside of Deshaun Watson, who had a lot of other issues playing into that. Now, let's say we take that off the table, say, okay, they've decided that they're going to move him. Then it's a free for all. Honestly, it depends on where Lamar Jackson wants to play. If he wants to go to, if he has a preferred destination, then that's the destination. There's nothing that the Ravens can really do about it, other than they would have to, like we said in the video, spite themselves, cut out their nose to spite their face, kind of thing. I know if he doesn't have a preferred destination, there's going to be probably 10, 15 teams in the bidding to try and get Lamar Jackson. Like if Atlanta makes the call, then Carolina has to call, and Tampa Bay has to call, and New Orleans has to call, because if he ends up in the NFC South, wherever he goes is the division champion for the foreseeable future, right? Like you can't, and I think you'll see that around the league, like you can't let somebody in your division end up with Lamar Jackson unless you've already got an established star quarterback. Then obviously it's a little different. But
I mean, I think there's only one team that would feel comfortable with Lamar being in the division. That's Kansas City. I don't think there's another team. There are other teams where you're not, like if you're talking about the AFC East, like Buffalo's not going to make a move. Like they've got Josh Allen, right? And they believe in Josh Allen, and they're like, yeah, we'll be all right. But if it's the NFC South, that's 4 teams that don't have a quarterback, and if one team gets a quarterback, that team is the division champion. So that would pull all 4 of those teams into the bidding. Like I said, Miami, that would pull, the Jets will be in there. The Patriots will be in there. Everybody but Buffalo, right? So it depends if he has a specific destination in mind. I'm going to say that if it comes to that and he is getting traded, like they're fielding offers, that he ends up playing for the Miami Dolphins. Gotcha. And real quick, Kendall, before you answer, Living Legend says keep pounding. So he's thinking Carolina.
Well,
Brandon's saying Green Bay.
He's high.
Guy is like LJ ain't going nowhere.
We hope.
Falcons and Dolphins are heavy favorites. Gotcha.
False.
Shout out to Raven C. How you doing tonight, brother? Hope you're having a great night. Living Big Reg.
Big Reg is the new channel. Shout out to Big Reg.
What's up, Big Reg? random base. Raven C needs an invite. I was gonna hit up Raven C. I need to hit him up. I'm gonna have him.
He wouldn't have came on. Whatever.
Wow,
Wow, it's like that.
Disrespectful. And if you have any questions for us,
maybe he heard it was going to be 3 hours, Hendo. Maybe that's what happened.
If you have any question for us, or you want to ask, or you just want to help out the channel, there is a pin comment in the chat that you can send in donations, ask a question, make a comment, whatever you want. I really appreciate everyone that's here already.
Your little animation.
Yes, that I need to fix. Hendo, what about you? Who are the favorites? What team is the favorite to have Lamar Jackson services next year?
All right. So from the start of the conversation with the Atlanta Falcons, I do believe Arthur Blank, he wants to continue what he started with Michael Vick. Now you get a Michael Vick-like talent with a better arm that actually studies film that stays out of trouble. So I think Arthur Blank is intrigued. I just don't think that the Falcons have the cap space to get it done. I mean, they released Marcus Mariota, and I think they still only have like what, 16 million to spend in cap space. It's not enough to get it done with Lamar. Even with a long-term deal, Atlanta would have to move too many pieces. It might be a good look for Lamar. I don't want it. But like Rodney said, the best place for him possibly is home. You know, most people want to go home. So Miami may be the best destination for him. I think that somehow Stephen Ross can put together an excellent package because a lot of people don't know he is really a gangster. Like that dude really on some gangster shit. And he makes illegal moves to get. I'm sorry. He makes illegal moves to get things done. So I think it's between Miami and the New York Jets. Woody Johnson. Woody Johnson.
The New York Jets said Derek Carr going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. They out here looking desperate.
They desperate. Listen, to be honest, the Jets are a quarterback away from actually contending for something. Yeah. Maybe not a Super Bowl, but they're a quarterback away from actually becoming something special. And I think Woody Johnson and all that Johnson & Johnson money, he can afford it. Like he can afford to do he can afford to do a 1-2 year experiment with Lamar Jackson to see if it works out and pay him a lot of money. So the Baltimore Ravens right now are at a disadvantage because they have no leverage. Once you tag Lamar, that money hits the cap, and Lamar can say, I'm gonna sit out till week 6. Then what do you do as an organization? You bring out Tyler Huntley for the first 6 games and go 0-6 because we don't have a 4th place schedule to rely on anymore. So now we go 0-6 and then bring Lamar in to a new situation with a new OC, new moving pieces. Who knows what's going to happen? And then we also have to cut people to get Lamar, cut and restructure people to get Lamar's tag under the cap. So it's just a mess. And that's one of the reasons why I don't think Lamar is going to stay in Baltimore, because $45 million this year, at least $55 million next year, we would have to go through the same saga all over again, when either they could just sign him to a long-term deal or just trade him, get him off the books, and start the rebuild. Even though I know Harbaugh said he doesn't want to do a rebuild, that's exactly what we were doing in 2018 before Lamar took over those last 7 games.
And saved his job from
saved his job.
Yep. I think if you're right, he would look good in Atlanta. Miami would probably be. I think he would look good in Atlanta. I think he would play in the dome. Well, no, playing the dome, with that skill set would make him probably better than
Kyle Pitts.
With Kyle
I give it that one.
And the running back. Who's a running back? Richard
Tyler Algier and Cordero Patterson. I believe he's a free agent.
He's a free agent. Yeah.
Okay.
They'll be bringing him back though, I'm sure.
So I think Atlanta is intriguing. I think you're right, the Jets, but I think Miami's the spot. I think if you want to win, if what he's been saying that he wants to win a Super Bowl, you go to Miami. You have a pretty good defense, and you have weapons in Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and a coach that would probably
don't forget my man.
And I think a coach that would open up that offense.
Don't forget my man, the white gritty.
So and I don't want to spend too much time on Lamar's contract situation, because we're going to be talking about it up until March 7th, and then talk about it more afterwards to see what happens. So we'll come back to that later on in the weeks to come. So today, Steelers and Ravens rookie cards grades came out, and I have them here, so we're gonna go over them real quick.
All right.
And I want to get your thoughts. And it's so obviously there's 32 teams. Here's where the Ravens and Steelers ranks fell. And it's very interesting because I actually thought the ranks were. I didn't think we were going to rank this high, but for the Ravens, they were fifth. And I don't have what they talked about, but they talked about Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, your second round pick didn't only play 2 games. There's a couple, Anthony Brown obviously got a notable start, but he was a free agent signing. When you look at this, Hendo, because you are the resident Ravens fan here, is this a good grade? Are they on point with it? Do you agree with the grade, or is it just this was just is not correct? What are your thoughts?
No, it's too high. It's too high. I don't agree with this grade at all. Just like they said directly after the draft that the Ravens just knocked it out the park. This is an A+++++ draft, and EDC does it again. We know EDC didn't do it again. Now, granted, Kyle Hamilton to me played better, a little bit better than expected, but it still to me wasn't a top 15 performance. He wasn't a transcendent talent that everybody said that he was going to be for the Ravens. Granted, he was a rookie. He did what was asked of him. But for me, I need you to beat out Geno Stone, a 7th round pick. I need you to beat out Chuck Clark, a dude that's on the trading block for Jalen Reagor. Like, you have to show me a little bit more. Tyler Linderbaum, I think that was an excellent selection. But I just think the thing for me that knocked this draft down was you had 11 selections, knew that you were trading Hollywood Brown. You did not get a wide receiver. You took David Ajabo, who was injured in the 2nd round, where you could have had George Pickens. You could have had John Dotson in the first. Like, it's so many moves that they could have made for a wide receiver that knocks this draft down for me. In the 4th round, you had 6 picks. You took 2 tight ends, 2 cornerbacks. Oh, you didn't have to bring that up. You took 2 tight ends, 2 cornerbacks, a punter.
Don't forget that punter. Great
took
punter.
A punter in the 4th round. Now, granted, they could have taken Calvin Austin and he was on IR all year, but that still shows that you are trying to give Lamar weapons to work with. Now we're in a conundrum this year where we're going into the draft. The wide receiver class is not that strong. So now it's like, do we take a swing at somebody in the 1st round? And for me, they're going to miss because they can't draft wide receivers to save their lives. Or do we wait till the later rounds and get some more Tylen Wallace's, Devin Duvernay's, James Prochet's? So I think that the reason that I kind of dinged them on the last draft is because it sets them up for a worse draft this year round. Like, for me, the two go hand in hand. Now we're going to struggle, but unless you possibly, another thing is, are we going to draft another corner? Are we going 1st round and 3rd round corner?
Yeah.
In the draft, because we double dip. Whatever we go for in the draft, we double dip in the 1st and 3rd rounds normally, or the 1st and the 4th, or whatever. So now we're going to have a team full of cornerbacks, no wide receivers.
Well, maybe you can convert one. Maybe you can convert Kyle Hamilton to a wide receiver. But who took Calvin Austin?
We're not here to talk about this.
Steelers.
Right.
And also George Pickens.
Yeah. When you see this, Rodney, do you agree with the grade, or do you feel like it's too high?
I mean, it's difficult to say without having all the other classes right in front of you, right? Because they're just ranking them 5th. I mean, and that's fine. They had 3 good rookies, 3 rookies who contributed this season. I don't really count Isaiah Likely yet, a little over 300 yards. That's not very impressive when you consider the lack of offensive weapons in Baltimore. But, Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, and then even Travis Jones, they played well enough. It was out of 11 picks, and a lot of those picks were disappointments. But, it's their first year, so it's a little early to judge them. I was never very high on David Ajabo, so I'm not really expecting much out of him. The punter is a disastrous pick. Even if he turns it around and is just a good punter, he's a punter, and you took him in the 4th round and he sucked in his first year. Yep. So that was a terrible pick. I think that moving forward, Daniel Faalele will prove to be a good pick. I think he'll be their right tackle long term. So I mean, I think this if you take it as a whole and kind of project forward, I think this is a good class. I just ranked 5th sounds kind of high because if you watch them, there wasn't a lot of like big time production, but you got production out of safety, center, and interior D linemen. So you're not really going to notice those particular players a whole lot watching the games, right? But I would say it's probably fine. But I would have to actually go through and look at everybody's class again.
Yeah, I should have sent you guys a link. I apologize.
No, you shouldn't. That's fine.
Jeremy asked, "What position do the Ravens need to draft?" We will talk
receiver.
about that in a little bit. We will talk about that, but
head coach
did touch on it. All right, and for the Steelers, they were sixth. I'm very surprised. Now I know Bronny has made fun of Kenny and said, he didn't really, the touchdowns that he threw, things like that, wasn't a good ratio. But obviously, Kenny, George Pickens in the second, DeMarvin Leo in the third. Connor Hayward has been a big surprise. In the sixth round. Jalen Warren, huge this year for us. And so, Rodney, what are your feelings about the Steelers rookie grade? Again, you said you haven't seen the whole thing, so you can't really judge without looking at other people. But just the Steelers overall, now that the season's over, now that you see what they did, how do you feel about the Steelers?
I think it's messed up they didn't even put Calvin Austin on there.
And he's not even on there.
That's not cool. Like you said, Jalen Warren played a big role. I don't think he should be included though because you didn't draft him. So why is he there? Hayward, the tight end, he played pretty well. You don't really expect much out of a 6th round pick, so he probably exceeded those expectations. When you look at Leo, I'm not sure how DeMarvin Leo played. He missed 6 games, and I don't see a ton of Steelers games. I didn't see every game, so I can't really say either way on how he performed. But what really pulls this class up is you got your starting quarterback, and he wasn't great to begin with, but he did progress throughout the season, particularly if you watch the Ravens game late in the game. I believe it was the last drive or second to last drive where he made 3 big-time throws on one drive to beat Baltimore, including beating Roquan Smith, who just got a record-breaking deal at middle linebacker for Baltimore. So you got Kenny Pickett. So that whenever you can find your quarterback, that's a huge deal, right?
Yeah.
I was looking at Carolina in 2011 when they drafted Cam Newton #1 overall, right? He was the first rookie quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards. He scored 35 touchdowns his rookie year. And the rest of the class was absolute dog shit. Like not one, like nobody else from that class contributed anything except for their 7th round pick, Captain Munnerlyn. But it's a great class because they got Cam Newton, right? Yeah. So the Steelers got their quarterback, so that's going to bump you up automatically. And then you got what looks like an absolute star in George Pickens, who just really fell into your lap because EDC has butterfingers like James Prochet on that Hail Mary that was just falling into his hands like manna from heaven, and he just said no, thank you. I'd rather be an offensive quality control coach in 2023 than a Ravens hero and continue to play professional football.
Before we get to Hendo, let me legend disrespectful. Can you pick it his hand model for kids watching? Guy, his hands are too small to model kids watching. Y'all are disrespectful.
That is true.
Looking back at the draft class as a whole, it wasn't nearly as good as it was hyped to be.
Trying to tell you.
Well, Lakers and Ham pissed me off. Oh, we're going to talk about the
Lakers. Did they lose tonight, Jay?
Did they lose? We'll have to look.
It can't be. It can't even be over yet. Can it? Come on.
Right. This can't be. Not even
it's over.
Oh my God.
It's over. Ooh, it's over. We're going to talk about that a little later on, Jay. So hopefully you stick around. Hendo, what about you? When you look at that draft class for the Steelers, what are your thoughts?
I don't know if I could rank them 6th overall, but like Brian said, I'd have to look at everybody else's draft class. But I think that you've secured your QB wide receiver combo for the foreseeable future. Injuries aside, you have a combination that can grow together. Kenny Pickett was serviceable. Listen, hats off to him. The Steelers were what? 2-6 or 3-6?
2-6, I believe, because they went 8-2.
They were 2-6, and ended the season with a winning record. And a lot of that credit has to go to Kenny Pickett. Now, he may not have had all the flashy numbers, the big time throws, but he did what was needed to win. George Pickens, y'all, you already know how I feel about George Pickens. Like, I'm so mad at EDC. I'm ready to throw him away.
He's so mad he about to trade me George Pickens.
Right. That's how mad. That's how mad. That's how
want to see him.
That's how mad I am
on the roster anymore.
So you have your you have your franchise quarterback for the foreseeable future if he can get over those concussions.
He's over them already. Like, I don't know why you think these dudes him and Tua are just wandering around a padded room right now. Like, they're fine.
You don't remember that? You don't remember that movie? You don't remember Bubble Kid, where he has to walk around in the bubble? Bubble Boy. That's Tua and Kenny right now. You gotta walk around.
So yes, I would just give you high marks for those first two picks, and then you add in Hayward at tight end, and you didn't really expect much from him. He came and contributed a little bit, but the quarterback is the most important thing. Unlike some of one of your division rivals, they don't seem to think that franchise quarterback is really important, and that's how you win in today's NFL. So,
it's weird in that division too, with Joe Burrow and Deshaun Watson and now Kenny Pickett.
Right. But wait, we got a Pro Bowl at quarterback, Tyler Huntley.
He tore up that Pro Bowl too. 4 touchdowns. More than his entire career combined up to that point.
But it was the Pro Bowl, so
So,
Suge over here texting his magic buddies.
Yeah, I gotta make sure, I gotta stay on top of that.
wow.
Real quick, we'll see some. Mr. J is not happy. 25 turnovers.
25.
Wants to act like he had nobody on the bench who could have affected Jaws' drive to the paint in a certain center with a 7-10 goddamn wingspan. Having no LeVar doesn't help at all. Yep. Pro Bowl Tyler Huntley, and we will be talking about the Lakers very soon. What's that farm game again? I need a new game to play.
Stardew Valley. And by the way, Brandon, get in on Stardew Valley, right? They're still updating it, but keep your eye out for Haunted Chocolatier. That's the next game from the creator.
That's Rodney's nickname.
Don't let him get you, Brandon. Don't let him get you. Don't let him.
Brandon.
All right.
Get on that Stardew Valley, yeah.
So we have the
Georgia for life.
The draft coming up. Combine. The combine starts this Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And Rodney, I was looking right now.
Sure.
Who has the number 1 overall pick?
Chicago.
Is Chicago going to trade to Carolina?
I don't think Carolina's looking to move up to number 1. I think that you're going to see either Houston moving up from that number 2 spot to prevent anybody from taking their guy, or possibly the Colts moving up from, I believe they're at number 4 or 5, up to number 1 to grab whoever it is they want. I think that Carolina will most likely end up trading up. I don't think they're going to trade up that high though.
Okay, so I'm looking at a thing that came out 2 days ago, and this person predicted that Carolina is going to trade up to number 1 to take Bryce Young.
I mean, I'd be happy. Well, let me rephrase. Bryce Young is my favorite quarterback out of this class. I will not be happy that they trade up to number 1 because I told everybody just lose some goddamn games and get the number 1 pick. But they wanted to win a bunch of meaningless games. Oh wow, maybe we can challenge for the worst division in the league, and now you're picking 9th, and you got to give up a bunch of future picks to try and get the guy who you were going to draft anyway. Had you just sat where you belonged and lost the games you should have lost and just taken them in the draft, but whatever.
Wilkes was trying to secure his job.
Oh yeah, how'd that go? How'd that go for him? How did it go for the defensive coordinator when the owner came out immediately and said, "I want an offensive head coach"?
Yeah, you're right.
Living legend.
Maybe he was absolutely by doing his goddamn job and losing some games.
Living legend, you're 100% right.
Says Old Man Gamers is back. Old Man Gamers is not back.
It is back.
It's never coming back.
We will send you the link, Brandon, for the game soon.
He's asking if somebody gets a reward. If anybody, it needs to be Suge.
I don't think so. I don't think you get a reward. Bears are looking to trade their number 1 pick. Any chances the Steelers or Ravens trade with them?
Come on, bro. Come on. Oh, you don't know the Ravens very well.
You think? I don't think the Steelers would. With the Ravens?
It's way too far. Way too far for either of them to trade up to number 1.
The Ravens wouldn't trade from 14 to 12 to get a wide receiver last year.
But people are predicting Houston's going to take CJ Stroud, Jalen Carter going to Arizona, Anthony Richardson going to the Colts, Seattle trading with Denver to get Will Anderson Jr., Will Levis going to the Washington Commanders. We already talked about Wentz. Wentz got traded, or Wentz got released today cut from the Commanders today.
Sam Howell season, baby.
It's not.
So I don't want to go through the top 10. I'm not going to go through the top 10, but give me your predictions for top 3, Hendo. What teams and who will be the top 3 players to go?
I think from the projections, the Chicago trades the number 1 pick to Indianapolis, and they pull that Baker Mayfield crap and take AR-15. I think Houston stays at 2 and takes CJ Stroud. And then I think 3, who's a quarterback needy team? Carolina's going to trade up to 3 and take Levis.
You just made Brady a little mad right there.
No, I don't care. Whatever. It's fine.
No, they trade up to 3 to get Stroud. I mean, to get Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. Allowed to be wrong. It's fine.
Because they're questioning Bryce Young's height. They're saying he's like 5'10".
Yeah, he's small, and but look, more than the height. Also, he weighs less than any other quarterback that's gone that high. But I mean, he's not that much smaller than Kyler Murray, who went number 1 a few years ago, and he's shown that he is the most talented quarterback, or at least the most talented right now. I mean, everybody loves Anthony Richardson's potential. Which isn't it's not a real thing. It's a real thing that gets people fired a lot, but we'll see. I think that what happens is Houston trades up to number 1. I think they do go with Stroud. I think they get scared off by the height and weight of Bryce Young. I think that Chicago trades down from 2 again, and it's going to be the Colts trading up for Bryce Young. And then I think at 3, Arizona stays put and drafts Jalen Carter out of Georgia.
What is I am so sorry. I forgot. Real quick. Let's go back to this real quick. I forgot that I put the Carolinas things in there.
Nice. Appreciate that.
Yeah, real quick.
Now
Ronnie,
that right there is how you work the draft. Okay, because look, at number 6, Ikwonu, who is going to be the cornerstone at left tackle for years to come.
Sure.
So that's a great pick. And then we hop down. If you look down to notable free agents, Raheem Blackshear was really impactful.
You got to draft him. So why we talk about him?
Right?
No, I think Cade Mays was a decent pick. I think Brandon Smith still he's got some potential there. I mean, it's not a great class at this point, obviously. But that right there is what happens when you overlook the quarterback position in favor of taking a corner in the top 10, and then you're forever chasing, right? Because they passed on Justin Fields, but not just Justin Fields. They also passed on Rashawn Slater to take J.C. Horn, which I don't want to say the corner is an irrelevant position, but when you're that bad, it's irrelevant. There are other positions that you need to fill first. And so, when you had the chance to fill one of the most important positions in the game and you didn't because, JC, then, for the next couple of years, you're chasing after trying to get those positions filled. And, they did that this past season with Ikwonu. They got a worse left tackle than they could have had in Rashawn Slater. And now we'll have to see, picking 9th, they may end up with a worse quarterback than they could have had with Justin Fields. So we'll see. Or they might end up with Lamar Jackson.
There you go. That would be the best case scenario.
Yeah, man, it's possible.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that 30-second pick
Feels good,
for the Steelers. I think we have the 17th pick too, but let me just make sure.
I don't appreciate the fact that I come on here and I talk about y'all's garbage ass teams, but neither one of you wanted to comment on Carolina's draft though.
He moved too fast. Y'all moved too fast.
I didn't do anything. I'm not running the show, Hendo.
I said he.
So
you said y'all.
Okay. So this the article that I'm looking at is saying that the Steelers are going to trade their 17th.
They're just
pick.
not even listening.
He never listens.
No, it's not that. It's this is not.
I just don't care.
This is not a Carolina.
You put it up there. You put it up there.
I know, but it was supposed to be for a second. It wasn't supposed to be that long. You know, I'm trying to make Ronnie feel welcome.
Now, after 18 weeks.
Yeah, he just still doesn't feel welcome in the stream. They're saying that the Steelers are going to trade their 17th round pick to the Chargers, which I don't know what would they trade for. But who do you if the Steelers keep their 17th the 17th spot to pick, who do you think the Steelers are going to be taking, or what position do you think they'll take? Do they take a wide receiver? Do they take a corner? Or do they take an offensive line? I have seen a lot of people saying they're going to take the tackle from Northwestern, if there's a possibility, or because they do have the 32nd round pick, that they would take the tackle and then take Joey Porter Jr., who obviously Joey Porter, who played linebacker for the Steelers, and the Steelers are big on taking family members and bringing them on the Steelers. What do you think is the best course of action for them for that first pick going into this, or the first two picks of the draft? Starting with you, Bronny.
No, fuck you. All right? You didn't talk about Carolina.
Wow.
I think that it obviously depends on how the draft falls, right? 17th is way down the list. It's too far down to really predict a specific player. Ideally, you go with the offensive line, the best offensive lineman available. I think that there's probably a good chance that there's not an offensive lineman to take at that spot, and they end up taking a guy like Cam Smith or I don't think Christian Gonzalez will fall that far, but or Joey Porter right there if he's still available. But ideally, they go all O-line at 17, O-line at 32, and follow me here, Suge, O-line with their next pick. All right. They need to protect Kenneth. It is
Kenneth. Now his name is
important.
Kenneth.
Well, yes, he's a grown man now. Okay. He's not a kid running around, call me Kenny. He's a grown man. He's Kenneth. But they need to protect him.
Oh my God, they killed him.
Well, Bronny, I would like to follow you, but I fear you're just going to cuss me out. So
that's not true. That never happened.
Hendo, what about you? What do you think, or what are your predictions for the first two picks?
I'm with what's up?
I was looking at Reg's.
Oh yeah, Macho man, Bronny said. So yeah, I share the same sentiments with Bronny. There are two tackles from Ohio State that are available. They need to go O-line. Like, you've neglected it long enough. You need to protect. You've got the quarterback that you feel like is the future for the team. Now it's time to protect him. You've done more than the Ravens have by giving him weapons. Now you need to protect him and then give him an offensive coordinator that knows how to actually call plays for him. But since you're keeping Matt Canada for another year, let's just go with O-line. So I think they need a guard. They need to draft tackle and guard with their first and second picks.
All right.
There's a question for you in the chat, Shug.
Oh, is there? Sorry. What's cooking back there, Shug?
Whose?
Can y'all smell that? Because this smells good. My girl's cooking. I don't know if he was trying to make a joke or.
I was just asking who's cooking.
Yeah, we can hear the pans and pots and stuff. Man.
My bad. I have a good mic. I'm sorry.
He's just asking, Shug. He's trying to.
Mr. J is always attacking me.
Mr. J is okay. Mr. J is literally never attacking anybody.
Oh, have you not watched?
Oh no.
Mr. J is the nicest person in the world. Sometimes he takes some lighthearted jabs. But
that man comes in here and uses the unforgivable curses every time on me. Okay.
Yeah, Jay sometimes he's just clapping at people like, yo.
It's all in good fun.
Oh.
It's all in good fun until wow, no, but you came in here attacking the coach of the Lakers.
Listen.
Oh, well, they deserve it.
Let Jay think that you saying something bad about the Panthers. He will turn on you in a heartbeat.
Oh, I know. He turned on me in the Discord earlier.
I saw that 2-hour conversation. All right, Hendo, Ravens predictions for their draft. Who are they taking for their first pick and their second round pick?
Perception or reality?
Both.
So in reality, we should draft a wide receiver first round. We're not drafting anybody second round because we don't have a second round pick. We traded him for Roquan Smith. So
wow, for the middle linebacker.
Yeah, for the middle
after
linebacker.
You drafted one in the first round and one in the third round.
Facts. So for me, that's what should be the pick. But we all know that they're going to draft a cornerback in the first round, which might be Joey Porter Jr. And they may trade Patrick Queen to draft another quarterback in the second round because everybody keeps saying this is a cornerback deep draft. And that's what the Ravens do. They draft cornerback after cornerback after cornerback. And then every year we still have a need for goddamn cornerback.
And it's funny because they take corners all the time. They draft corners all the time. They sign free agent, washed up corners all the time. And it's like, you don't think wide receivers are important though.
Right.
So what are you drafting all these corners for?
So are we just gonna call the Ravens street corner?
Yes. They're gonna get them some street meat for wide
That's
receivers.
our dynamic, Bronny. We argue like 50-year-old married couple, then come to an agreement. Skip and Shannon wish they had this type of relationship.
Shannon got old real quick, man. He on there lecturing Giannis about what he said. Like, shut up, Shannon.
What are you eating? I don't know what my girl's making. I think she might be making pork belly.
Man, go check. The people want to know.
We want to know what she's making.
She'll bring it over here eventually. Ronnie over here. He's a cool guy. All right. Let's go into the next topic, which is...
I didn't even get to comment on the Ravens draft prediction.
Oh, you
wow.
did? Wow. You're right. My bad.
He's quick to throw that graphic up there.
My bad. Ronnie, no, you did. Oh, no, you did. You talked about the Steelers. My bad. Ravens draft prediction. Who do you think they're taking? With their... Obviously, they don't have a second round pick, so their first round, third round, or what are first?
First of all, they are definitely going to have a second round pick after they trade Lamar Jackson. So I think at number 9, they are probably going to take Anthony Richardson. 22, I think they get him his number 1 wide receiver, and I think it's probably going to be, fingers crossed for Jackson Smith-Njigba from Ohio State. May not be there, but hopefully. If not, I'll say Jalen Hyatt right there. They're going to come around in the second round. They're going to draft a corner in the second round because we cannot go that long without getting somebody on defense. I mean, that first round was rough already.
Right.
They're going to come back in the third round, and I imagine they'll probably have an extra third round pick as well. So we're going to hit that interior D line, and we're going to go on the edge as well in the third round for Baltimore. In the fourth round, they're going to come back and they're going to grab some garbage wide receiver out of some small school. They're going to take a Rashee Rice or something like that to try and sell to the fan base.
Oh,
hey, we're really reforming this wide receiver room, even though we don't know if any of these guys can play. And then after that, it's going to be running back, tight end, probably. I think John is going to force a possible fullback replacement. and then they'll get one or two guys in terms of O-line depth. Well, probably more than that, because at this point we're in the free agents because they only have 5 picks of their own right now. I think they'll hit the O-line depth hard in undrafted free agency, as well as bringing in 2 or 3 more wide receivers for dumbass Ravens fans to hype up all summer long.
Wow, Bronny just...
I was trying to be thorough.
And Bronny pretty much just went,
"Fuck you, Baltimore."
I did not do that. I didn't do that at all.
Yes, you did.
Not at all.
Yes,
I gave a very realistic scenario for what happens to Baltimore if they trade Lamar Jackson.
Hey, sure.
Yes, sir.
He didn't lie. 1 bit.
Exactly.
He didn't allow 1 bit.
Ravens better take JSN, but in reality, they'll take Joey Porter's son. I hope they don't, because I would like to see Joey Porter's son on the Steelers team, personally. Yes, I do eat on camera. This is not Jose's stream. I'll eat on camera all day. Don't care. It's my stream.
Wow, it's not our stream.
Oh, now it's our stream, Rodney. Really? Okay.
And if I'm going to add any benefits here, I'm going to be here every week. I'm going to keep you from eating on camera.
Wow. Okay. Well, cool. All right. So I kind of already threw the graphic up, but let's go into our next topic. Let's go into our next topic.
I don't even know what that's supposed to be.
That's Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass.
That's LeBron James.
Bradley knows, but it's not true. But Bradley knows.
It don't even look like LeBron. LeBron's been injured like twice in his career. He plays right next to actual Mr. Glass.
So LeBron is hurt after coming back from 27 down to Dallas. He hurt his ankle in the game. Looks like me and Rodney were talking about it off camera that he isn't out indefinitely, but some people have said 2 to 3 weeks. Some people have said maybe a little longer, or they're going to look at him in 2 or 3 weeks. They have, I think today was one of their tougher games, which they obviously lost. Mr. J came in here so hostile. But the schedule going forward is pretty, bunch of bums. They can possibly sneak into the playoffs. What are the odds that the Lakers make it to the playoffs, Hendo?
Now they're done. I mean, they had a slim chance with
mute him
with LeBron playing. It was a slim chance. Listen. AD's about to fall off the edge of the bench and be done for the next year and a half.
You bumping the AD at least 3 weeks.
Exactly. Somebody gonna blow on him too hard. He gonna break a cheekbone. I don't know.
Wow.
But without LeBron, they're in trouble. Like Anthony, I do believe that Anthony Davis is gonna pick his play up and play a lot better. And look, the trades that they made make them better. Snitches, he's gonna come in and he's gonna do his Minnesota thing and choke when they need him most. So I think they miss the playoffs. They're not even gonna make it to the play-in game.
That wasn't his team. He made the playoffs multiple times with the Nets.
That was the Nets. That was back then.
Mr. J,
that was when he was carrying them.
The Lakers are not in trouble.
He got his money. He's not carrying anybody anymore.
The Lakers are not in trouble. They could have won tonight, but Porky Pig didn't want to use his full bench.
God damn, man.
We get a chance to redeem ourselves tomorrow during this fight.
It's like that.
Porky Pig, though, bro.
Jeez, man.
I'm not even that disrespectful.
No, Jeremy.
He's disabled.
They're not going to sneak into the playoffs. They're going to kick in the door. There are 2.5. There are 2.5 games. Well, maybe I guess it's probably 3 now. Out of the 6th seed. That's not out of the playoffs. That's out of the 6th seed. That's not even having to go into the play-in tournament. Like, they're fine. They have D'Angelo Russell. They have Anthony Davis. They have Hachimura. They have Beasley. They have Vanderbilt. They've got Schroeder and all the rest of the guys. They're just fine. They don't have much ground at all to make up. Worst case scenario is they end up in the play-in tournament, which will be absolutely no challenge at all for the Lakers once LeBron comes back. But I think that they do get the 6th seed. And I think LeBron is back for the playoffs, and then they tear through the West.
Okay. Guy says Bron and Mo Bamba might have a connection. Too bad Bron is hurt. Well, we'll see. I hope LeBron's only out 2 to 3 weeks, and I hope that because they were saying that the Lakers need to go 6-2 over the next 8 games. Obviously, they lost tonight, so they need to go 6-1, which is gonna be tough. But they're playing NBA teams, but they're not playing great NBA teams, so it's a good possibility. So we will see what happens. What's the Warriors doing right now, Rodney? Do you know?
A whole lot of goddamn nothing. That's what they're doing right now.
I just wanted to make sure.
They're struggling to stay in that play.
Man, this is the most I've seen Jay pissed off.
We thought shot Suge. We throwing shots
I
out.
just asked.
How are your Boston Celtics doing, Suge?
I'm not a Boston Celtics fan.
How are your Boston Celtics doing, Suge?
You shut your mouth, Ronnie. Mr. J. Darvinham's coaching pissed me off tonight. Damn, we can't stop Jay from getting into the debate. What can we do?
Yeah.
At least use Mo to pick up some fouls and let y'all know it's not sweet in the paint.
Yeah, that's not what we do. That's not what we let people go down the lane and score.
Now, I was talking about earlier today, earlier in the stream. If you missed Saturday's stream, Hanging with Hendo was a great stream, but he brought up childhood trauma. Check that out; it was really good. We got into some deep conversation, but I wanted to bring up another kind of trauma: sports trauma. And I wanted to ask you guys your sports trauma. And I look, I've had a lot of sports trauma. Obviously, Detroit beating the Lakers in the playoffs. The Steelers losing to the Ravens at home. Losing to the Jaguars so bad. But there's one that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life.
What's that?
Here we go. First snap of the overtime. The Broncos have been in 3 overtime games this year. They won them all. Got him at the 40. It's Thomas at the 50. Stiff arm got him free to the 30, to the 20. Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime.
Fucking Polamalu, man.
That
Right.
play will haunt me for the rest of my life.
If only that scrub Polamalu.
Tebow.
If he had just been in the right place.
What you're actually asking for is for him to be in the wrong place. That's all right. That's neither here nor there.
But I want to ask you guys your sports trauma. It doesn't have to be football. It could be basketball, baseball. I mean, Hendo doesn't watch baseball, but it could be any sport. What is a sports trauma for you?
Don't watch basketball either.
Disrespectful.
I'll say nobody who watches basketball is actually a Warriors fan.
Sports trauma: Lee Evans, Billy Cundiff,
Yes.
fiasco.
Damn, you know what? Now that I think about it, my sports trauma happened in the same year as that. It was 2011. So my sports trauma is the Dallas Mavericks versus the Miami Heat in the finals, where everybody showed up but LeBron. And we got Jason Terry beat the living snot out of us. That was my sports trauma. They should have. I know.
You were a Heat fan at that point.
Yeah, I was Dwayne Wade fan. I knew that it was their first season together, but once they started clicking, they dominated the league, and I just knew. I'm like, all right, LeBron about to get his first title. Nope.
Oh yeah, he choked. He choked hard in that series. He showed it for 3/4 of each game. Then in the fourth was. I mean,
defensive rest time or something. I don't know.
The moment was too big for him. That first time in the finals. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, that hurt my heart.
Jeremy Miller, this is a tough one. Romo fumbles the snap against Seattle.
Wait a minute.
That's 2 traumas because he fumbles the snap, and then he picks it up, and you're like, oh my god, he's gonna score. Oh no, he got tripped right at the goal line. Because he's Tony goddamn Romo.
As Steve said, baby Jesus. Big Living Legends, Big Ridge. It felt like somebody died or shot. When the ref said Kotri didn't catch it.
Wait a minute. When Kotri's with whom?
The Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
It's talking about the Super Bowl in 2015 against Denver, when he very clearly caught the ball.
He did catch
and they called it incomplete in the next play. Von Miller stripped. I mean, they returned it for the touchdown. So mine that's one of them. It wasn't that specific play, but it was. I mean, God, it was a lot of plays that game. But the one that really stood out to me, where I was like, oh my God, this unstoppable offense is about to get stopped, was when Jonathan Stewart he hurt his foot on like the second or third play of the game, and the replacement was Fat Mike Tolbert. Who fumbled a couple of times. I said, there's no way. There's no way. Ted Ginn is not carrying us to the promised land here. So it was that, and then also way back when, and I remember Muhsin Muhammad, Ferris's Muslim brother, the blossoming flower. catching a pass down the sidelines, hitting the stiff arm, running into the end zone for like a 70-some yard touchdown, and then hitting the shh. And I was like, man, Carolina's about to win the Super Bowl. And then John Casey kicked the ball out of bounds on the
Next
on the kickoff return, and that was it. That was it.
Living legend. Ironically, the Flacco to Jacoby was the opposite feeling. Okay. Mr. J, when TJ Watt torpedoed into Camden's shoulder and the refs just shrugged their shoulder. Jose Pro Bowl Mike Tolbert. Jose, what's your sports trauma? If you want to put it in the chat.
Charles Woodson Tuck rule.
That was tough. That was tough. And I'm telling you, the Steelers would have beat the Raiders that
No, they
next
wouldn't.
game. Yeah, they would.
The Raiders would have beat the brakes.
Yeah, they would have.
The Steelers would have. Steelers are gonna.
Hey,
on them.
well, let me ask you this question, Suge. Would the Steelers have been at home? Because if they would have, you know, it was a straight L.
But I don't think Oakland in that prior to that, Oakland didn't have a winning streak against us, and it wasn't.
Bruh, it didn't matter. Y'all lost at home.
No, we lost at home to freaking
Denver.
Dumbass. No, we didn't lose to Denver. We lost to the Patriots.
Not that year. I'm just saying, in the playoffs, when you have a home playoff game,
the Patriots the Raiders beat
championship, y'all lose. Y'all always lose.
Why? Coach Cower. Okay, throwing it out there. The day Sean Taylor died in my sports trauma.
Don't make it all serious, Brandon.
And I didn't know him personally. That was
God
damn it.
Yeah, that was tough, Brandon. I was in boot camp when it happened, so I didn't have to witness it live.
Brandon, don't kill my vibe.
No, I mean that's what there are things like that that happen, and they're very traumatic. It's not a traumatic. I kind of watched it later, but I believe it's the Australian Open. No, it's not Clay, but it's a tennis match, and
now you're talking about my baby.
And two girls two women are playing, and a fan jumps out.
Monica Seles. Don't talk about my baby.
That's traumatic. That's traumatic. Like that. When I saw that video, like that bothered me like a lot, and that sucked. So things like that do really happen.
I remember very clearly when Sean Taylor got shot, because going on to a message board, and everybody was really distraught, and except for one kid who was in there, who had to be had to be in 6th grade or something. He's like, guys, there's no way he's gonna die. They have the best doctors. He's a professional athlete. They're like, you are a moron. And then he was dead hours later.
Dwayne Haskins was
that one.
Because I truly believed when the Steelers signed him and he was gonna be able to compete. I thought for sure he could win the job just on raw talent, and he just needed a coach to believe in him. I thought Tomlin was gonna believe in him. So that one,
big.
So I was about to bring it up. I would say, Reg, normally my man, I'm with you. Nobody was sad that day.
Boo.
Nobody cares about 2 knees.
Damar Hamlin's situation, very sad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jeremy. Oh. Oh yeah, that didn't look good.
This isn't so much traumatic; it's just gross.
Heart.
Yeah, on
heart.
Oh no, that was.
I was a little too young for it to be truly traumatic at the time because, but no, it was even not fully understanding what was going on. That one hit you.
Yeah. Now we're getting into actual physical trauma, pain, things like that.
And that's not a sport, Jose.
Yeah, it's still yes, it is. WWE is a sport. Don't hate on WWE.
It's not real sport. Acting.
But make sure to check out Hanging with Hendo. That we got into a deep conversation about childhood trauma. It was a very healthy conversation. I really enjoyed it, and we could have went probably hours talking about that stuff. Glad we did it.
Hours talking about other stuff.
Yeah, instead we had more fun. But it was a great show. Shout out to Hendo for putting it together. Really appreciate it. All right. And our last topic before we just get into any conversation the chat wants to talk to you or anything you want to talk
Before
to.
we leave?
Before we leave.
Oh!
UFC
Well, I
this
can leave now
weekend.
then.
John Jones.
What you mean you leave now?
Ooh, I remember
You
this.
talking about, y'all talking about UFC?
Yeah. I was gonna mention that too.
I remember that one.
Because
That was
Bernard was way out of line.
Bernard was disrespectful to Puerto Ricans. But John Jones this weekend, UFC, fighting for the heavyweight title. There's a couple other good fights on there, but I want to mainly talk about John Jones because he's kind of made some comments this week. He went after Ngannou, Francis. He went after Israel, saying Israel could come up and fight him at light heavyweight. That's probably the next biggest fight. That Ngannou, Francis ran away from Jones because, he doesn't want to fight him. And that's why Francis turned down the money from UFC. And this is coming from a guy he's a great talent. Jose has talked about it. He's probably the best in the world, but he screwed up a lot and he made bad decisions. What are your thoughts about those comments?
People don't talk about the heroic things he did.
What were the heroic things?
He stopped this woman from getting mugged on the street. He ran down the dude.
Didn't he crash into a girl who was the highest?
Okay, here's the thing, Suge. Superheroes aren't real, so he needed some coke to be able to do the things that he was doing out there in the streets. When people were out, protesting and everything, and people were vandalizing areas, he stopped some people from spraying graffiti on walls in Albuquerque. And I was just sitting there and I was like, you sound like a cop right now, but like, how terrifying would it be that you're about to tag a wall and John Jones grabs the can from you and says, "Yo, get the hell out of here"?
Oh yeah, you're not even questioning it. As soon as you realize who it is,
I would volunteer to clean up every wall in Albuquerque, right then and there.
When is the last time he fought? Didn't we say
3 years ago?
3 years ago, we talked about this. 3 years ago, he fought. So he's been out a while, but if you saw some of his interviews, he looks big now.
Yeah.
Like and that was I think maybe you had talked about it, Bronny. I'm not really sure. Someone said it wasn't like he put on weight quickly. He actually did it over time. And yeah, it was you. I believe it was you. Yeah, and so this is like he's legitimately 265.
Yeah.
And
I don't think he would be coming back to fight if he had lost any of his quickness or agility and things like that. I think he's probably athletically, close to the same guy he was the last time we saw him, right? Just a lot bigger. And I think the talking that he's doing is mostly to sell the fight. You're not seeing a lot of people talk about it. It's like there's not a lot of buzz around the fight, even though there should be. Because again, he's arguably the greatest fighter in UFC history, and he's moving up to heavyweight to kind of take over that division. But there's not enough people talking about it, so he's got to go out there and try to drum up some interest or some more interest. I think that he's gonna put on a show with Gon, and I don't think that Ngannou was running from him. I think Ngannou was done with the UFC. But yeah, the problem is I don't know what's next for him after he beats Cyril Gane, assuming he beats Cyril Gane.
It's either go down to light heavyweight and you fight Israel if Israel wins his belt back, or
but you're talking about dropping 80 pounds.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I don't think he's going anywhere.
Or at the end of this fight, Francis walks out or Stipe walks out.
I mean, it's not WWE, so I don't think there's going to be walk
if he's
out.
in the crowd, if you see him in the crowd, that's what's happening. Like if you see Francis in the crowd, that's what's happening.
Maybe he just likes to watch UFC.
Yeah. John Joe's got that white light. Hey, the president. Are you okay?
Good. She okay?
She's fine. John Joe's got that white, like the president's residence. Yeah, for sure. There's no such thing as a perfect hero, Suge.
That's right.
None.
I don't know how Saragon is, but I'll be rooting for him. I mean,
He's
a big guy.
Jeremy.
He's a
Get
big-
the
he's
hell out of here.
He's a big guy, but it only takes one shot. But I don't think he has the skill to stay with Jones. That's
You go
all.
stand in the corner with Cormier. See how far being a nice guy gets you.
I think John is potentially the GOAT if he didn't fuck up.
He
many
is.
times.
He hasn't effed up at all.
I mean,
At all.
The
In the
doping
cage.
Well, he got caught. He got busted twice.
I mean, he hasn't lost.
No.
So
No, he hasn't.
he's the GOAT. We don't judge the GOAT in combat sports off of who's the nicest guy. All right.
Two guys beating the crap out of each other.
Otherwise, you're gonna find the greatest boxer of all time down the street at your local gym.
All right. So we reached that point. We're at the SDV talk. So, anything you want to talk about?
Please change that name.
I
can't.
I am not going to
change
be
the
part
name.
of SDV talk.
I'm not.
You are 100% a part of SDV talk. So, if you have anything you want to ask, any topics you want to talk about for the last couple minutes, put them in the chat. We will bring them up. Guys, how is Stardew Valley going for you? Stardew Valley, I don't like this game. It's pissing me off now because I'm stuck in winter.
You're not stuck in winter. Go to the mines and work through winter, Suge.
Well,
you're just being lazy right now. That's what you're doing.
Thanks.
Well, let me tell
relationships.
Let me just tell you what I did the other day. I sold my soul to
Joja.
Welcome.
Yeah,
So you sold to Joja for $5,000?
Welcome,
Yeah.
Suge.
I will no longer be helping you.
I didn't convince you. I just said you should do it.
It's just a shame.
Right. It does.
Yeah.
Hey, it is.
But man, the game is actively working against me at this point because I've got just about everything I need. Right. I've set up my fruit orchard.
Mm-hmm.
I've got planted. I've got a couple hundred star fruit. I've got the greenhouse working. I've got the statue of perfection. I got the statue of endless fortune. I got the crystallium. Everything's working. I got a void duck now. Give me void eggs every day. I got all the milk and everything. And all I need is some iridium sprinklers so I don't have to go out and water all these goddamn star fruit every morning. And I have like 30 iridium bars just sitting in storage. All I need is battery packs. And let me tell you something. It has rained about 7 times.
And no lightning.
And there's no thunderstorm. It's like, oh, just spring showers. No lightning for you. I made a bunch of lightning rods. I got them all over the farm. I'm like, one night. Give me one night. I'll have all the batteries I need. They're like, nah. Nice gentle rain.
Hey, I heard Shorty over there got that STV. You might want to stay away from that. STD positive.
Might want to wrap up for that one.
How are you doing in Stardew Valley, Hendo? What's going on with your farm?
I got like $6 million now. I done moved over to the island. You know what I'm saying? I done moved over to the island. I got some things going on over there.
You got the obelisk though.
I don't have the obelisk. Which one is that?
So that's when after you help out the wizard with the witch, you can go into the wizard's tower and he got a little shop for you.
Oh no, I got that.
Got the obelisks. That you can put them on your farm and they'll warp you directly to the beach, the islands, the mountains, wherever you need to go. And then you got the return stick, so you can be traveling all over the place.
Oh,
but you sitting on the beach because you lazy like that one over there.
Oh no, I put in work, son.
Why am I lazy? You're so disrespectful.
I put in that work, son. I don't know what you talking about.
You ain't putting in no work.
First of all, I've been helping with the witch.
Move to the islands.
No, I didn't move to the island. I just go back and forth. Because I have 2 farms. I got to work the farm on the end, and I got to work the farm. See, that's another thing, Suge. If you can get the farm on a regular island, you ain't even really got to worry about weather. You good. It's star fruited up. Matter of fact, I'm in the last day before winter, so I got to get back to it. So we need to hurry. We need wrap it up, B. Wrap it up.
I mean, when it's STV talk, you should always wrap it up.
Facts.
Other than Stardew Valley, Brandon, you mentioned a game earlier, the chocolate factory.
Haunted. Oh my god, the haunted chocolatier.
There you go. That's your nickname, right?
No,
That's what I heard.
no.
That's what I heard.
That's the next game from the creator of Stardew Valley. That's probably a couple years away. But
Okay.
yeah, oh well. The only other game I'm playing right now is an app called Leather, which is a boxing sim.
Okay.
So you kind of run a stable, or you run a gym, and you got to recruit boxers, you got to hire trainers, hire nutritionists, all these stuff, and then you set up the strategy, and then you kind of guide their career. You set up fights for them, and the fight plays out in front of you, and it's really just a strategy game. Shut the hell up, Derek.
You know what? Speaking,
outstanding, though. There's a review on our site if you want to check that out too.
Dope. Speaking of leather, this weekend, Creed 3 comes out.
Oh, about
Are
time.
you guys going to go see that as soon as possible, or when are we going to do a review of that?
We're gonna do a review of it, Suge.
Okay, I'm in on that.
As soon as everybody sees it, because I'm not going to the theater to see it because Michael B. Jordan. I'm not giving him any of my money.
You hate Michael B. Jordan?
I don't hate. It's okay for first of all, God damn it, it's not for no reason. But second of all, I don't hate him. He's just not a good actor. And you didn't like the first Creed or second Creed movie? No, I like the movies. They're fine. That doesn't mean he's a good actor. And what I want to happen in this movie, I know is not going to happen in this movie. So I'm not going to the theaters to be disappointed.
What do you want? You want him to die?
No, I don't want him to die. Jesus, should.
I
want Jonathan Majors to win the fight, and I know that's not going to happen.
You want Jonathan Majors to win the fight, take Tessa Thompson, and adopt his kid.
I didn't say any of that.
Like Mr. T in Rocky 3.
I said I want a real man to win
a real man.
That's it.
I want
him to win the fight.
I want this movie to die. Listen, we don't need no more, right? We don't need no more Creeds after this one. Hey,
wow.
I like it. I've always liked the Rocky series. I like the fact that they're moving away from Rocky. He'll be mentioned in the movie, but they're not going to have him as a significant. Of course, because Stallone unless they're pulling our legs in the last fight in John versus Majors, Rocky shows up to be in his corner.
Major's corner, and then they work together to beat Creed.
No, in Creed's
that'd be
corner.
fantastic. Oh, that would suck.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
Do you guys see where the final fight is though?
No,
like it's in Dodger Stadium. It looks dope.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want to see the screen. Another great movie that came out. And I recommend everybody to go see it. Cocaine Bear, based on a true story.
Our guy Deshaun gave that a 9.2 out of 10.
I'm telling you, dude, great movie. I'm gonna go see it. I've lived it, but it's a great movie.
You lived it? You're a cocaine bear?
I didn't go all that way.
He's a Shuggy bear.
He's a Shuggy bear.
Sugar, not cocaine.
Okay.
Big Reg. I have seen it.
Not many.
If you want me to spoil it and talk about it, I will. I don't think
the hell you won't.
You will not right now. You will not right now.
Okay, so when these two gentlemen see it, we will do a review on it.
No, the hell you won't.
Don't be putting us in your mess.
What?
I don't do reviews, should?
You're
only boxing movies. Like The Fighter.
No, we're gonna do a review.
Yeah, like The Fighter. The Fighter.
The Fighter. I've never seen it.
Yeah, we know.
Jungle Land.
Her name is Coco. Yeah. Yeah, MODOK is.
Y'all spoiling it already. Y'all are the worst. You people are the worst.
Well, no, it was in the promotion.
I didn't see the promotion. I didn't watch the promotion.
Some people
that's your fault.
I just wanted to watch the movie. I wanted to watch the movie. I didn't think I was going to come on the stream.
You're too busy playing Stardew Valley to watch the damn movie.
Didn't think we were going to be on a Steelers and Ravens stream and have Quantum Mania spoiled.
Facts.
Well, first off, we're in the STD
goddamn
talk.
Nerds.
Okay. Wow, so disrespectful. Well, Big Reg, check it out, and it's. I liked it. A lot of people complained about it. I enjoyed it. It's an Ant-Man movie. It's going to be quirky. It's going to be kind of goofy for what it was. But it does further the story along.
This is the only Ant-Man movie that I really wanted to see. Is it worth it, Suge?
If you want to see it for Jonathan Major,
we can't even do a review. We can't even do a review. Nobody wants to do a review with me, Mr. J,
man.
on The Last of Us.
Mr. J wants to do it. It sounds like
He's telling you right there.
I said that to him. I said, well, you want to do a Mandalorian review? You want to? He gave me the side eye.
Let me ask you a question.
Jay, you want to do these reviews, man?
If Mr. J want to do it, I'll do it with him all day.
Let me ask you.
He do his.
Okay.
Well, don't. Yeah, that's how.
Listen,
but he's too busy. He's too busy casting unforgivable curses on people. Okay?
I got a question. So in the video game, right? Did they when the dude and Tess went to the place, and instead of the swarm coming after him, weren't the cops there in the game?
That already happened.
No, but
so you're talking about the first time they sneak out, right?
When they actually took the girl.
Yeah, they sneak out. So the gameplay is different. They get into a building and then there's a bunch of the whatever, I don't know what the
Fedra.
Right. Okay, so
there's a bunch of them. Yeah, there's a bunch of them, and you end up getting away.
Okay.
And this one, there's just one guy. They kill him, and then they take off. Yeah, the game and the show are different. They had to change things slightly.
I think so, because I just wanted to make sure, because I couldn't remember if I had played the game or not. So I think I started playing the game because I did remember that in the game, but when I saw the actual scene, I was like, "Oh, this kind of looks familiar." So you're
getting up in age, Hendo. I mean, that tends to happen to forget about things.
Yeah.
Do you have an entertainment notebook?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And the name of that notebook is George Pickens Stays Home.
You can't hurt me with George Pickens anymore. I know you weren't gonna trade him.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors has a bunch of Marvel stuff coming up. Also, check him out.
You need to play the rest of the game and play part 2 though.
I keep forgetting the name of the movie, but Jonathan Majors is in a movie with Powell. I need to finish Top Gun Maverick.
Devotion that came out in October.
Yeah, that was actually a good movie.
Yeah, really good.
I gotta watch that.
Don't listen to Mr. J.
Yes, I would like to. I'm excited for Mandalorian. Yes, Mandalorian starts tomorrow. Yep. So we got a review. We got. They don't know about the LBHT show. Bronny not going to be an OT tomorrow. I tell you that. Hey, that works out perfectly, Bronny. After the show, we do an hour. We do like 15 minutes OT, and then we do a review of Mandalorian.
No.
You don't want to do a review with me? No. You are so disrespectful.
Jay wants to do the review with you.
I'll do it with Jay. Jay, message me, or I'll send you the link, and we'll talk about it. Because obviously, Bronny don't want to do nothing with me.
So what's
doing the show with him right now?
That show just goes off in different tangents about different stuff. Because I just watched the whole damn episode about a gay couple.
Well, you
gotta watch it like that.
That's the main. That was a couple. That was a main character in the game, Bill.
Oh, but I mean, they didn't have to dedicate all of that time to it.
Well, it was an excellent episode.
I didn't say it was a bad episode.
You don't know? You don't like Ron Swanson?
Listen, it was cool.
You don't like the dude from White Lotus?
Because you know why
it didn't have to be 75 minutes of that.
But you know why they did that? Because you have to set up the dynamic of love in this universe is the strongest thing that keeps you going, and what you would do for love.
Okay, I mean, I got that portion
because you can't. You're not going to get that through.
And I saw how they tied it in with them and that couple.
And now as you watch more episodes, you're going to see that relationship between Ellie and Joel. Ellie and Joel, and how love for somebody, what you'll do for that.
That's what happened in the last episode too. It was very good. Also, again,
yes.
What episode are they up to? Because I think I've only seen 3 episodes.
7.
Hendo's a hater.
Oh, what am I hating on now, Brandon?
He said you hate gay people. Is what he said.
Don't say that.
That's not what I said.
That's what he said.
That's what Brandon said.
That's what.
Listen, Junior Hitler, I didn't say that.
All right.
I'm out there.
Bad shaving. Like, why didn't you fix it though? You still had the razor.
You still had the razor, but you decided I'm just gonna let this little portion right here stay.
He said that was a happy accident.
And then he's trying to do the Jordan. He's trying to do Michael Jordan. Remember?
No.
Yeah, when everybody was like, "Why is Jordan wearing a Hitler mustache?"
Right. And then Brandon just said, "You know what? I'm gonna take more pictures and put them out." retarded.
Wow. All right, baby. Well, we've kind of gone off the rails now.
Oh wow!
What rails does SDV have?
Facts.
It doesn't. It has
It
medicine.
seems to spread pretty freely.
Miss J is hyped for episode 8.
Yeah.
I will be watching it.
Man.
All right. So
in episode 7, that was not cool. And I hadn't played the DLC either, the Left Behind thing.
Mhm.
So all that.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, with Ellie and her friend.
Yeah.
That's sad. Who was I talking to about this? How are they going to do the beginning of Last of Us 2? Like, the Last of Us 1 ending is going to be nuts, but Last of Us 2 beginning is going to be.
I don't remember.
Do you think that the
beginning?
I know we're getting off topic. This is a sports show, but do you think The Last of Us is going to end before the ending of Last of Us 1, and that goes into season 2?
I think it's possible. Because they're all over. They're all over the place in terms of the timelines, right? Like, because they already went west. That's Last of Us 2. So
no. Where Joel's hurt. That's Last of Us 2.
No. Where Joel's hurt. I'm talking about where they went all the way to Wyoming and they found his brother and all that. That's Last of Us 2.
They found his brother?
No, that's
sorry.
No, that's Last of Us. That's Last of Us 1, Rodney. That's Last of Us 1.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think it is. Are you sure?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they didn't find the brother until Last of Us 2 because they went and they were in that place.
No, it's Last of Us.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they kind of ran together for me then.
No. I would have got stuff mixed up too. But yeah, I'm pretty confident it's Last of Us 1. Because Last of Us 2, Tommy plays a big role.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. We just spoiled it for Hendo. Sorry, Hendo. Apologize.
Okay. I think I'm trying to look and see if I actually got the game over there somewhere.
I'm playing it out. Look at Brandon's coming after you now, Bronny. He's like,
wow,
Bronny. Yeah, they found Tommy in the first one.
Okay, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, Bronny. It all gaming and pulling together for Bronny. Because he's trying to do so much with old man gamers.
Well, no, that's not why. But these are entertainment experiences, and I experience them, and then let it go. So that one came out a very long time ago.
So with all of your digital and technological advances, you could have put them somewhere.
I did. I wrote a review for The Last of Us 2. That's why I don't have to keep it in here. It's just on the site.
Where is that review at, Bronny?
That is at lbhtshow.com. And actually, you know what? I think we took down the gaming page, so maybe it's not there.
Okay, maybe you need to put that back up. Maybe I want to write something about gaming.
Do you want to write, Suge?
I'll write about Magic the Gathering.
Wait,
100%.
Never mind. Wrong. Cut. It's time to go. You took it too far. Now. You took this. You
know what you took too far, Hendo? Buying yourself a ring for winning a championship day.
Well, that is absolute facts.
So winning a league.
Can you show us that ring? Can you show us that ring?
You hate them.
Where's the plaque? Where's the plaque at?
I didn't get it. I'm at. I'll get it. I'll get it. It's coming. It's coming.
Roddy keeps telling you that it ain't coming. You know when that plaque comes? When he gets George Pickens.
Listen, and it's not. What's going to end up happening is it's always going to be that far out of my grasp. Every time it's going to be like, oh man, you just missed it. I know the psychological games Brownie playing. I'm cool. I'm good with it. First, hush your mouth. We're not even going an hour 45.
That's right. This ain't hanging with Hendo. But
listen,
hanging to Hendo is going to be back. I don't know. Hendo, is it going to be back this Saturday? Because I know I can't be on. Brodney can't be on.
Brodney can be on.
No, I can't be on because we're going to be streaming for the UFC fight.
What time are you shooting
for
the fight?
Don't matter. I got to watch it.
What?
And that shit starts at like 3.
Yeah.
In the afternoon?
Yeah. Well,
yes, there's
the
early prelims, and then the prelims, and then the main card.
The main card starts at 7:00 for me. So
wow.
Yeah, 10:00 here.
Yeah. So
damn, first.
Damn, Jeremy, why?
Damn, first.
What? Ferris is on one today again.
SDV talk has some weird vibes, man.
Don't it? Gets the people all riled up.
So before we get out of here, Hendo, let the people know where they can find you and see that.
That was a rather
great
abrupt ending.
What's that abrupt ending? We've been on going for an hour and a half.
Wait till he finishes talking. It's going to really be abrupt. He just hits that end button without warning.
He sure does.
Screw you guys. I'm editing it out.
Wow.
Hendo, let the people know where they can find you at.
You can find me at Ravens Online on Gatekeepers on YouTube, doing streams whenever you request them. I have no specific days right now, except for possibly Saturday nights when we do hang with Hendo with my co-hosts Brodney, Suge, Dre, Yolanda B, and whomever else wants to join.
On the last one.
Well, yeah, she didn't. She was busy that day, so
I'm busy on Saturday.
Everybody's. Saturday. So why can't I be busy this Saturday?
Because you decided you wanted to do a show on Saturday, Hendo.
I didn't decide. Y'all decided. I said there should be some content on Saturday. You all decided it should be me.
It was you. It was your idea to have a show. Big Reg, the answer is Metal Gear Solid.
I'd say none of those.
Metal Gear Solid.
Well, it has to be one of those because of the way he phrased the question. They're all great series.
Well, here's the problem. I've never played any.
Jesus Christ, Suge.
I've never was into Assassin's Creed. Uncharted didn't fun to me, and Metal Gear Solid wasn't a thing for me.
Assassin's Creed is an outstanding series.
It is.
Particularly the very early ones, and then the late ones. The middle,
I think the movie killed it for me.
Yeah, I didn't watch that garbage. But anything from Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, even Assassin's Creed 3, I really enjoyed. Black Flag, where you get to be pirates, you get to just sail around and sing sea shanties, and then you skip ahead and you got the Origins and Odyssey. Those are excellent. Metal Gear is completely nonsensical, like in terms of the plot, but the gameplay is outstanding.
Well, like I said, I never played them, so I don't have an opinion on them. I would
Uncharted.
I would put the Oblivion. I would put Oblivion, the Oblivion series, or is it Oblivion or
Elder Scrolls?
Elder Scroll series. That would be my pick.
You never played Mass Effect either, huh?
No.
You didn't play Mass Effect.
Rodney, I don't even like playing Stardew Valley sometimes. Okay, you want me to play all these damn?
Hey, let's get this rolling because I got to get back.
Mass Effect is much better than Stardew Valley. What's on your phone, Hendo? You've been on your phone the whole time anyway.
I have not.
You were holding it on screen for a while,
laughing.
Hendo was out here like, I'm part of the show.
No, y'all were talking about UFC. I don't have anything to say about UFC.
Why not?
Excuse me.
You should start
because I don't watch it. That's why I'm going to start watching Saturday, so I can't do a show.
Okay, there you go.
That karma came for you quick.
Endo has Chick-fil-A to make. Yeah, have you seen it?
Facts. I need to make my chicken-fil-A.
You know what's real fucked up though about the fact that he didn't get his plaque. You know why he didn't get it? Because he didn't show up with a pineapple upside down cake. And That was I didn't have time Sunday. It was a birth. I had. All right, so. And I thought about it too, but I was busy all Sunday, so I didn't have time to do it.
Just
didn't have time to bring that plaque either.
I know. That's okay. There'll be other times. There will be other times.
All right, Hendo, go ahead and let people know.
Yeah. So once again, Ravens Online on Gatekeepers. Make sure you come on over there. Subscribe if you have not. I think right now I am 29 subscribers away from 1,500. If you could help brother out, get me to that point, I'd gladly appreciate it. Also, if you sign up to my Patreon, you can get a ring like this or the belt. I'm not even going to show you the belt.
Big for your finger.
It's not. It's really not.
But look at
you should see the one for next year. The one for next year is even better.
Let me see it.
I showed it to you already. I sent you the picture of the one for next year.
Oh, I thought you had it there.
No. So sign up for the Patreon. Listen,
because you're not going to buy it unless you win.
No. So first is my witness. He took part in the poll when I asked what should the winner get. So first took part in the poll. So don't just act like it came out of nowhere. Anywho, there may possibly be an opening since everyone is busy for hanging with Hendo. If I do a show this Saturday, I may bring a patron on and let them co-host the show with me. Nice. So that is a perk. So make sure you sign up for the Patreon. Patreon.com/ROUG. You get to join the Fantasy Football, the Pick'ems League. You get video requests. You get live stream requests up until the end of March.
2037.
Up until the end of March. You also get to hang out with us after live streams because we're always around. You get to join the Discord, certain things like that. So we may have some new things popping off. Brady and I are discussing some things that may help a couple people out. So make sure you come on over there. Also, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Gatekeepers. Holla at your boy.
Yep. Make sure to check out all his Hendo stuff. It will be in the description. And Mr. Rodney coming in.
Don't talk to me like that, Travolta.
Right. Yo, Zeke, how you doing? Hope you having a great day.
God damn it, Hendo. All right. I'm one half of Lunch Break Hot Take. It's me and my brother Jose. We do a lot. Put it down, Hendo. I'm trying to do my thing here.
Oh, that's the fantasy football belt. Got that too.
We do a live show every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, which we follow up with. You dropped your belt on the goddamn floor, didn't you?
It fell off the chair.
We follow that up with the overtime show for patrons Wednesday, and that's usually right around 9 p.m. And then we also have Ring Kings podcast, which is our boxing podcast that we do with OTR Mike. We put out episodes every Monday around noon, and then we also live stream Saturday nights into Sunday morning for big time events. So we're going to be streaming a lot over the next couple of months. There's a lot of great fights coming up. So if you're into boxing at all, even if you're a casual fan, head over to the channel and hit subscribe. Our channel is for everyone, unlike a lot of the boxing channels out there. Outside of that, check out Hendo on Saturday. Well, actually, I shouldn't even say that. I should say check out the late night block. Friday night, late night with Suge Night. Thanks. Following that up Saturday night, hanging with Hendo, with all of your favorites from this Ravens or / LBHT YouTube, whatever is going on here. Except for me, I won't be there. But the rest of them,
I love how he lies.
I don't know. I don't like. We are covering the UFC event.
I'm not gonna be there.
Okay, he's not gonna be there this Saturday, but
going that's forward, what I'm talking about.
He will be
talking
there.
about this week.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to be on Hanging with Hendo this week. And obviously, you say Suge may not have the show this week. Kind of waiting on Ancestry right now. They kind of locking down their DNA rights before they send that back out to them.
All right, Jeremy.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, they're
Jeremy.
They're looking to see if they can find me anywhere else.
Yeah, they're checking all the percentages and slotting you into your future slave job.
Thanks.
I'm telling you, if I'm over 10%,
you ain't over 10%, nothing.
Over 10%.
The only thing you're over 10% of is white European.
Wow. Thanks. And then for me, you can find me at Suge9323 on TikTok and Twitter. And then on Twitch, Suge1323. I will be going live more often on Twitter, playing games. So if you have some games you want me to play, or Twitch, on Twitch, if you have some games you want me to play, I know Big Reg has been talking about. He plays COD. I might start playing COD again. I've been playing Magic lately a lot. Apex, I've been playing a lot. Stardew Valley, I've been playing. So if you have other games you want me to play, I might restart Skyrim all over again, and waste my time doing that.
Did you say Apex Predator?
Apex Legends.
Oh, okay.
Listen. You got to get onto Mass Effect. You would love it, first of all.
I
And
probably
second,
won't.
yes, you will. Second, people will love watching it because of all the decisions that you get to make. You can just decide to be the biggest a-hole in the galaxy.
You've known me for about a year and a half now.
Longer than
You
that.
really
Way more than a year and a half. You keep saying it.
Do you trust my decision making?
No.
No, but that's why it'll be fun.
Right. For the viewer.
Right. So why don't we just do a live show of me making decisions? You can see me.
Yeah, in Mass Effect, where you can punch.
Right.
No, in real life.
When they ask you questions.
In real life.
Because then you'll get yourself in trouble. You can't get in trouble in Mass Effect. All right.
I don't know about that. Make sure to follow these guys. Make sure to give them a like on all their videos. Make sure to like this video, comment. If you have any suggestions, leave it in the comments. Appreciate all of you guys for hanging out. I'll be back next week. Try to get some different people on. I know Brian has so much streaming, so I don't want to bug them all the time. But if you want to jump on, let me know. Try to get you on. Appreciate all of you for coming and hanging out. I hope you guys all have a good night and take care. Stay out of trouble and be safe.
Image, your beats are so fire.
I feel we can beat the Browns. We can compete with Baltimore if they have Lamar, and we're right there with the Bengals.
That young man put his life on the line for you, for your entertainment.
We were talking all before the game. You know, everyone was like, "Nah, Ravens don't have a shot," and they're right there.